What is a photo? I mean, in terms of like, is it perfect lighting? Is it perfect, does it need to be dark? Does it need to be light? Those things are subjective, but in the realm of the world, a good photo is like, all right, well lit. I mean, when I started out photography, I didn't know anything. To be honest, I didn't know which direction I wanted to go. All I needed to know, all I knew in the beginning was that let me make sure I kind of study the people or the fellow black photographers, because I had no clue. And so I was just like, but you know, I'm looking around and I don't see anything. And then Mark Baptiste just brought out was just about to come out with Beautiful. But still, back then, I didn't think that I was going to be a photographer.
So
the reason why I started off like saying I wanted to do fashion is just because it was one of those, the type of photography it is, it's like you can do anything. You can shoot anywhere, you can use any kind of light, you can just do whatever you want. The idea of fantasy is like the biggest drug you can give people, because once you give them that fantasy, that escape, that imagination of like, oh, I can place myself in this, which is to them like perfect or whatever it is, then they'll always feed off of that stuff. So when I first came to New York, it was summer. The first introduction was like, hi, hello, nice to meet you, and you never saw the person again kind of thing. Whereas like in Guyana, we kind of like, the way we behave or the way we do things, it's like when a visitor comes in the country or whatever, we'll take them wherever, we'll host them, we'll carry them around. And then I was like, okay, so I guess this is how people are in New York, which is like, okay, I guess if they're not busy, everyone is just busy, I guess. That was my first introduction to like just the nature of the people here. I was telling a friend, I just want to go into a stage where now I just want to become extravagant. Extravagance is it's a larger-than-life image, meaning like it has so much contextual values, meaning like in terms of, it's just not limited just to like, let's say, black reference or archetypes. It just references, it just pulls in all these elements, and then you don't know what you're gonna create out of it. First, for me, the idea of blackness is like richness. So from that perspective, it's like, I always want to represent like black people as like, or brown people as shiny and bright. But then again, coming back to the idea of skin and representation of the blackness and all those type of things, it's just something that makes me, I guess, giddy and excited when I do it. And also, it's also kind of like challenging other black people too, in a way. Challenge them in the sense of like, would you accept this as yourself? Again, coming back to the idea of extravagant and stepping outside of just the notion of blackness, meaning like you're stepping in, because when I say step outside the notion of blackness, it's stepping into a space where you're just limitless. I took an American history class and I dropped it the next day, because I was just like, this doesn't make sense. And it's not like I'm trying to be like, what's the word, an activist or anything. It's just like I'm picking up a history book that doesn't have me in it, but I'm part of the process.